of Tressy. Welcome to this episode of Parenting. I really appreciate you watching my content. And please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, share, comment, and send also your feedback on the comment section on my social media platform, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Today in our parenting episode, we are going to be talking about something that is really destroying our world, and it is drug abuse. This is really destroying our world, and this can actually cause school dropouts, depressions, mental disorder, and so much other, and sometimes to even death. So we understand that the government of Rwanda is really trying also to fight about it, and we really appreciate its hopes. Unfortunately, from what we read, it's just keep increasing every single day. Bishop Alex is today here with us so we can discuss about drug abuse. Bishop Alex, welcome to our parenting show.
Thank you so much, Tressy.
So, the viewers would like to know, who is Bishop Alex?
Bishop Alex is a retired Anglican church, but not tired because I'm still active in very many things, in very many ways. Right now, I'm the CEO of Museko, which is a non-profit or a faith-based organization which does socio-economic transformation to help people to have a better life.
Great, thank you. So first thing first, we are going to help the viewers to first know what is drug abuse.
Definitely, drug abuse, or rather drugs, are things which you consume. You can take, either drink it or smoke it or eat it. And then once it gets in your body, it does change you completely in very many ways and in your body in bad ways. So your way of deciding, taking decisions or acting becomes rather strange and sometimes exaggerated. And Tressy, you said, sometimes it leads to death, but I would rather say by the moment you start taking drugs, you are starting slowly to die. Eventually you will die. So it's a sure way to death and destruction.
Great, thank you so much. So actually, it's quite shocking knowing that even young people that are still studying in their school, primary, secondary, can actually take drugs. So in your experience, what drives young people to take drugs, like those in families, at school, and everyone?
I would say so many things, but I will say that parenting is extremely important. And I will say, when I talk about parenting, I'm not talking about dad and mom. I'm talking about adults, all the adults, because in our tradition, every adult will be considering every child as his or her own child. So I'm looking at parenting in a much more large form, in a much more bigger, wider form. I guess if parenting could be corrected, a lot could help. But let me just put it this way. There's a lot of money in drugs, a lot of money. And you can imagine if something is bringing in a lot of money, then those who are marketing it, they are very serious about marketing their product. And the target, actually, what people do not know, are young children, younger than Tressy. Actually, young children. That's why I'm glad that Tressy, you are interested in this, because actually, children as young as 7 years old, by the moment they reach 12, they're already in big troubles. That's when the parents discover that. So I'm glad that children like Tressy can be involved, and we want to ask all the children to be involved because it is about their lives.
Yes. Thank you. So I've also learned that even some young people learn this from school. Isn't this more worrying? Like, we should worry because some people learn this from school, seeing their classmates, their mates, their friends taking drugs, and they just lead them to do it also. Isn't this more worrying? Like, what should we do?
It is, because you see, by the moment you lose young children, you have lost the country. There's no future, because the future is with the young people. So once young people are destroyed, then you have no future. And actually what happens is this. You see, young people start taking drugs, and sometimes they don't even sell drug to them because they know by the moment you're addicted, you start stealing and getting all kind of things, and then you bring a lot of, people who are doing marketing. Sometimes they cheat you that they're giving you free stuff, because they know that once you are hooked on that stuff, you sell anything. I mean, anything which comes your way, you sell it so that you can get the drug. So I think there's peer pressure, but on the other hand, again, I have to say that school authorities sometimes they don't take it seriously.
Yeah.
Because if you take it seriously, you have anti-drug clubs, and then you try to. Because in my book, which the book I wrote, I even indicated how you can, by looking, you can know and identify kids who are taking drugs.
Okay, so the solution to this may be the school authorities to take part of that problem and see what's going on with students.
Definitely, if they take the matter seriously, I think a lot can be done in schools, but they don't take it seriously.
Okay, thank you. So you have written a book, and it's titled Goliath, IRAKOZE, some kind of that, or maybe you can say Goliath has fallen in English when you try to translate it.
You'd better say Goliath is falling. It's a process. So if I had said that Goliath has fallen, it's as if we had eradicated drugs. Okay? But when you say Goliath is falling, it's a process. It's like a dream. And a dream come true. Especially with people like Tressy and others, this one we can achieve. Because it is possible and it is doable. If it is possible and doable, I don't see why it shouldn't be done.
What do you consider as the impact of drug abuse in the society?
Oh, my goodness. People do not know, but in my book, I have written, especially, I wrote on the economic impact. And when you see millions, actually billions and billions of money, which is wasted, then you may ask yourself, why can't we include in our budget, in our national budget, a big budget to eradicate drugs? But if you look at the budget, sometimes there are a lot of other priorities, but I would always say, if you can put some good budget into this, it is very much possible, because there's a lot of money. In my book, I have indicated the social impact, when you have like a drug addict in the family, the whole family is in a mess. Dad and mom have problems, siblings have problems, so everybody is caught up in that mess. Even neighbors, even friends, family friends, everybody is affected. That's why I keep on calling everybody to make it their own problem, because one single person in a village can cause havoc.
Okay, thank you. So Goliath is falling. You seem to suggest practically solutions to eradicate drug abuse.
Definitely, Tressy, you are perfectly right. That's why I'll be wanting to give you a copy of my books, because there are a lot of practical things which we can do. And I have identified what can be done in families, in schools, in government, in all sectors, private. I have suggested what could be done. And again, I even went as far as telling to the parents signs which you can notice, you can look at your children and know that they have problems. Before they go deep into the problems, you can identify this if you are really close to your children and you keep an eye on them. And in schools, again, there are very clear signs which I have indicated. Every teacher, if he is very, very attentive to his students, you can always tell. Even pupils, you can always tell. When you'll be looking at my book, you'll be reading, you'll be seeing particular things which you can say, that kid has a problem. And you can go to the teacher and say, hey, teacher, can you help? And they can call to the parents, hey, parents, can you help? Before they have gone too far.
Okay, thank you. So what do you suggest governments, parents, or partners, what can they help with this drug abuse?
I guess one thing which I want to really say is that our leadership, our president, came up very clearly, and there is a very strong political will. And in fact, in the argument which I'm putting across, when I'm saying why it is possible, I didn't just say it is possible. I had to bring in arguments. And one of the arguments I put across, I talked about political will. And I talked about when you are saying something, it can't be a secret. It is known. If it is known, then there are clear laws. So there are all these things now. This is what could be done. What could be done will be the participation of everybody. This is not a battle of one person. It's not a battle of Bishop Alex or Tressy alone, but rather, if we can have people of goodwill, I believe it is possible. Because somebody said, and rightly so, that for evil to prevail, it takes good people to do nothing. So if good people do something, then I'm very sure Goliath will be falling without any problem.
Okay, so as we conclude this interview, what mistake do parents do make that leads children to drug abuse, that leads young people to drug abuse? What do you think are those mistakes that parents do?
Tressy, I'm a parent and a grandparent now, and there's no precious gift in the world as a child. Now, when you have a precious gift, you have to take care of this gift. And if parents are very close to their children and they love them, children can even overcome peer pressure because of the love and the communication they have with their parents. So parents, if they can get closer to their children and love them, get closer to them, I believe a lot can be achieved. So I think this is my humble advice is for parents to get together, and together we can overcome.
Okay, thank you. So talk to you about peer pressure and how can it be stopped? How do you think peer pressure can be stopped?
This is the way peer pressure can be stopped is very simple. When you develop personalities like Tressy, children who understand exactly where they are heading to. Unless, if you tell me, oh, somebody has cheated me to do something, have you left your brain home? You have your brain. Why shouldn't you bring them in the right way? Why should you allow them? You see, if you are a tug of war, the stronger is the one who takes the weaker. If we have strong-willed character like Tressy, I believe we can bring in even those who are weak ones, we can bring them in the right path. That's the way of overcoming peer pressure. I know what I'm doing. If I'm going to school, I'm going to study. So anything outside that, I don't take it. I know what I have to eat. I have to, what is good for my health. Anything, I won't take it. Because these kids who are misleading you, 5 years, 10 years down the road, you don't even know where they are. They have gone their own ways. So it's a matter of really developing that personality to have strong-willed young people who know where they are, who have a very clear vision of where they want to go.
Okay. Thank you so much. So where can people actually find your book?
Here at Museko, you can tell people to come and visit us because we even have a program. Museko, we have a very good program of drug eradication, but also we have it in libraries, Achilles Library, and where else? I think Ligue pour la lecture de la Bible library as well. But the best way to find it is to find me, because I could even explain to you how to use it.
Okay, great, thank you. So Bishop Alex, thank you so much, and giving some important message to the society, to our viewers. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you next time in our next parenting episode. Please always remember to like, share, and send your feedback on the comment section on all my social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, Tressy for a better word. See you next time.